Hello everybody, welcome to my first episode of my new series, Hearthstone Constructed. My deck, as you can see on the side, is a Warlock Zoo deck. It runs Forbidden Ritual, one of Forbidden Ritual, 2 Abusive Sergeant, 2 Argent Squire, 2 Flame Imp, 2 Mortal Coil, 2 Possessed Villager, 2 Power Overwhelming, 1 Soulfire, 2 Voidwalker, 2 Dark Peddler, 2 Direwolf Alpha, 2 Knife Juggler, 2 Darkshire Councilman, 2 Imp Gang Boss, 2 Defender of Argus, 1 Leroy Jenkins, and a Sea Giant. This is fairly standard zoo. You curve out with your 2 1s on 1 if you're going second, or 1 1, 2 1s, then you go in Gang Boss or Darkshire if you don't, or like a Dark Peddler with whatever Peddler pulls out, you know. Curve out, control the board, or play aggressive against a really heavy control deck. Next, now a couple of interesting things in this deck is the 1 Soulfire Leroy Jenkins. So, Leroy Jenkins' Power Overwhelming is 10 damage, Leroy Jenkins' Power Overwhelming is 14 damage, Leroy Jenkins' Power Overwhelming Soulfire is 18 damage, which is a lot coming out of nowhere that a lot of people don't expect from a zoo deck. So I am currently I have played this deck before, it's just, haven't used the track before, but I thought the tracker might help. Oh great, my Hearthstone's gone. Hey, we're back, I think. Boo? Yay. Recording issues, everybody. I thought that a deck tracker would help. You wanna work now? Great. A deck tracker would help keep track of everything. Yeah, decks would help. I'm ranked 22 stars. My goal is to hit, I'd say Legend by the end of the month, but I think that's a bit of a big jump because I've never been Legend before. But also next episode I'm going to show off this mage. But this is a relatively meh account. I used to play very heavy Paladin, but now I mostly just play Zoolock in ranked. Played a lot of this deck, probably played about 50 games a lot with this deck, but again, deck track is new, so let's get right in the first game. Now, issues this deck I've had personally is I have issues with tempo warriors and like aggressive warriors because Ghoul really fucking sucks, because Ravaging Ghoul just, you want to not go not responding half the time because I'm recording game? It really screws over your 1-drops, your 1-health minions, your Argent Squires, Villager, stuff like that. In Gang Boss it sort of sucks as well. You never play Leroy for tempo, you play Leroy as a finisher. Opening hand stuff, you want basically none of that. You might be tempted to keep the Peddler, and I kind of am, but I'm just throwing it all away, hoping to get free 1-drops basically. So, Flame Imp, okay, so I can curve Flame Imp to Direwolf Alpha. This is a Priest. I don't want to say it's an instant win, but Priest. So, turn 1 Flame Imp, that was a no-brainer, considering I literally had no other play. My goal for this series is to show you my climb through Ranked Ladder, and hopefully give you guys some help. I'm not here at, whatever the hell I'm going to name this series, I might not be the best Hearthstone player in the world, but I'm most definitely not the worst. That card sucks. I think how I deal with that is I tap and go face. So, Doomsayer goes off. That's Coin and Doomsayer down, which I'm not that upset about, but that shows that this is a heavy control deck, and I'm gonna have to play aggressively to win this. I've got to go face, go hard, win the game early. Imp Gang Boss, that's a really good draw. I'm gonna drop that down, and next turn maybe Direwolf tap or Direwolf, or maybe I'll draw something like Knife Juggler or Darkshire would be nice. Direwolf. That was a mistake. I should have just gone face. I regret my decision. I just need to go face to win this. That was a really bad misplay by me. I should have just gone face instead of trading, because I was originally planning on trading that in Soulfire, but the bad habit of relentlessly controlling the board, even though with certain decks I really shouldn't. I'm really bad at playing really aggressive face decks, so moral of the story, I'm not very good at playing these sorts of face decks. So I Darkshire, I Dark Peddler, see what I get from Dark Peddler. Young Priestess is probably the best card there, though Reliquary Seeker would have been an acceptable alternative, because you do sometimes get the full 6 minions to get its bonus to turn into a 6/6, but Young Priestess really helps keep some of your minions alive. Now next turn I'll probably Argus, if I have 2 minions left. I might not, because I did make that bad misplay. So if you do that, I'll... Interesting play. If he just heals and passes. Okay, so the plan is Priestess, Argus, Power Overwhelming, and kill that. I do currently, sorry about that, that's my phone, I do currently have just 10 damage in hand, so on the board I have now 2 damage, but I did before that have slightly more. I'm going to tap to draw more minions to play. I'm going to play second Squire and then Defender again to have quite the wall, which means that he's not getting through here easily. And which means I can start pounding his face and hopefully finish him off with Leroy. But I can think of worse plays. I would have been really scared if he managed to whip out the thing. I'm just going to drop the whip out Circle of Healing. I'm just going to drop the Sea Giant, because Sea Giant's a big threat, and if he wants to... The big thing I'm scared of playing the Sea Giant is Shadow Word Death. There we go. The other thing I'd be scared of is Mind Control, but it's not a deep enough turn yet. He's going to do that and probably heal to kill. Yep. Ooh, that's nasty. Now again, I'm going to tap. I think that lose Leroy. I go face with that is the play. Now, I know I'm down Leroy, I'm also down my Soulfire, but I still think I can win this. I've still got a Darkshire, and that's a card that I never see. I think this might be a loss. It's Fandral. Staghelm. Yeah, I think this is just a loss. Yeah, that did not go well. But, to keep the integrity of the series, I will not just cancel that game. I'm going to go... Sometimes we lose. Sometimes we lose because we make that one misplay early in the game, which I think is the reason we lost. And Palatress I was not expecting. But, let's jump into another game and hopefully not lose this one. Looks like my opening hand is Abusive Coiled Imp Game Boss. That's not an opening hand I want. So sorry that this takes up a lot of the Hearthstone, but the hope was that it didn't take up too much of the actual screen, it just took up the chunk that no one uses. None of that is... No, none of that is starting hand. Druid can be scary because Druids can tend to have a lot of removal and a lot of ramp, which is mildly intimidating to a Zoo deck. Generally you win. Oh, and Swipe's a big thing, but hopefully, I'm hoping he's Fandral. He's like a Yogg. Yogg-Saron. Yogg-Saron? Yeah, Yogg-Saron. I get Yogg and N'Zoth mixed up. I'm hoping that it's a Yogg-Saron deck rather than... That strikes me as Yogg-Saron play. Now, some people would play Peddler here, but I'm coiling, hoping that... And that's my turn. I was hoping to draw in a 1-drop, but next turn I have the Councilman. I can Councilman 4 mana Forbidden Ritual. Huh, I love the flavor text. Actually, Cthulhu gives his full supports for this ritual. I might be doing a Karazhan playthrough. I'm not sure if I'm doing a Karazhan playthrough yet or not, but if I end up forking out the money for Karazhan early rather than a couple weeks down the line, because I don't think it'll affect Zoolock that much, I will be doing a Karazhan playthrough. Now that's a really scary card, so I'm going to Ritual, gets him to a 5/5 and just trade him there. And now I have a fairly scary board. Now the issue is if he has Swipe, because Swipe clears my board. Though it could be worse because it does take his whole turn to Swipe. So, you know. Wrath is a lot better of a play for me. So, also he eats 5, which is good because I'm playing a lot more, I'm playing the aggressor in this game, because Zoolock's very versatile in that it can play either the aggressive or the defensive position. So I think this is the correct play here, because I don't need the proactive play of the Sergeant or the Peddler. I'm not sure what I want from the Peddler yet, because I might need a Soulfire, a Sergeant, something aggressive like that, Power Overwhelming. Also, I was watching a YouTuber, Demonac, I might link him in the description if I remember when I'm uploading this, and he was thinking, it's like, Dark Peddler would be the best card in the game if it was 2/2 for 2, Battle Cry, add Power Overwhelming to your hand. Because Power Overwhelming... Hey, we won! Power Overwhelming is such a strong card that... Why wouldn't you just want more Power Overwhelming, right? Win 5 games with Priest or Warlock. I'm going to jump us in one more game. Depends on how long this game goes for. I want to aim for about 20-minute episodes. So, I can see one game of Zoolock going for 7 minutes, especially if I'm the aggressive deck, or if they're the aggressive deck and I just shut them down super early, or if I lose horrendously to an aggressive deck. You know. Yeah, it all happens, but yeah. The hope is to fit in 3 games an episode, maybe? 2 or 3 games an episode. More concerned about time frame than the amount of games. Now I'm going second. I'm going to ditch Sergeant, but I'm going to keep the other 3. So the idea is Villager, Coin, Voidwalker, and on turn 2 Flame Imp, hopefully another 1-drop, because I will have 2 draws, though the plan might change depending on what I draw, but the ideal turn 1 play for Zoo is 1-drop Coin, 1-drop. That's the Tiny Fin card back. I'm currently rocking the Cthulhu, not the Cthulhu one, the one you got for last season. Now, this is Pirate Warrior, which I think is a good matchup for me. I don't know, by the time I started playing, Pirate Warrior wasn't a big deck. But Pirate Warrior I don't have much experience with playing against with Zoolock. But my Voidwalker stops him breaking through there, and now he's not sure. I hope he's not sure what to play. Oh, I just realized how good a 1/3 taunt is against Pirate Warrior. Damn. Yeah, that trade's good for me because it traded 2 1-drops for my 1-drop, and he's almost gone with weapon, and he might just use that last weapon charge on that. Okay, Really good play here is double Flame Imp. I lose a lot of health. I lose 6 health, which people, you need to think that health isn't as important as you all think. But that gives me a really strong presence on the board, that's like 7-5 worth of stats on the board on turn 2, which is really strong, right? And all he's got is his weapon. He does have 3 mana, which means he could Ghoul, and Ghoul is the scary play here. But if he doesn't Ghoul, he didn't Ghoul, because if he Ghouled, he would have used his weapon on. But basically here I'm going to Imp Gang Boss. I'm going to trade my damaged one into it and hit face with the other. The reason for this is that he's playing more aggressive deck and I don't want him to be able to like start snowballing with that lead. So I'm keeping board control, I'm keeping tempo, I'm keeping control of the match, as is probably a good idea for Zoo against aggressive decks. The ideal draw here on turn 4 is Argus. I think Argus would be the ideal draw. But if not Argus, Peddler would be really good. So if I can get Dark Peddler, play it, and play Argent Dark Peddler, that leads me to believe he's a lot more of a control-y warrior. Now, here I don't really have any good plays for the turn, so I'm going to tap first and hopefully get another 1-drop. For Knife Juggler, No, I'm going to Argent Squire, I'm going to Abusive Sergeant. Then that hits that, and I only lose 2 health, but also get a 1-1. And now I've got a very, very strong board. Sea Giant is 5 mana right now, so if I top deck Sea Giant, I can play it. Let's say 1, 2... If that axe will probably go into Imp. 1 mana 3/3 Taunt, because that's fun to play against, right? I remember the days when Dr. Boom was still a thing. Oh, that's actually... No, draw first, as is almost always the option. So I Knife Juggler, I Abusive Sergeant my 1/1 bubble, so that goes in there without sacrificing anything. And now I've got a really strong board, and he's got his axe, so he can just axe the Knife Juggler or the Imp Gang Boss. I would axe the Knife Juggler, but I can understand axing the Imp Gang Boss. Shield block is kind of bad because it gives him... I can think of worse. That sucks! So I'm not really sure if this is an aggressive pirate warrior or more of a control-y warrior. I'm not quite... There's no way he has... Huh. That's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Now my issue is I can only play 1 more card. So I'm gonna tap... and drop Voidwalker. And just start zerging him down. The place I'm in right now is Leroy Soulfire or Leroy Power Overwhelming. Right now just wins me the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got lethal on the board right here. He would have to Ghoul again, would maybe lose me the game, maybe not, because it does wipe out like most of my board. But again, if I just top deck Leroy, I win, I think. For Hellscream. So he's got 9 health, and I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have lethal. And I had 2 draws to get lethal there. But, yep, that's GG. That's an almost 20-minute recording. I gained 2 stars, 2.167% win rate, and I lost against a priest, which honestly hurts my soul a little bit. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.